What's up guys, SK here. I'm going to go start by saying that this video is not going to be completely in sync because I recorded this on my phone and I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover on my computer because the audio on the phone came out to be kind of rickety and ratchet. So we're going to go ahead and continue from here. I'm going to go ahead and do ToA 100 for some people that are having problems doing ToA 100 with free-to-play units. I'm going to take out Rika and I'm going to put in Mantura, and I'm going to take out Tyron and put in Beretta. And my mobs are not the best. I played the game I've had the game for about 6 years now. I've played for probably about almost a year and a half now. I haven't really done room progression yet. I haven't really done much of anything. I just played the game to play the game. I have fun on the game. I like collecting monsters. That's pretty much it. I have recently started doing room progression, so my runes will get better. But right now I'm just using bare bottom runes. They're not that great. They're not super awesome. They're 6-star. Some are magic grade. Some are rare grade. Very few are epic and legendary. And I'll show you the runes after the video. But we're going to be using Tyron. We're going to be using Spectra, ToA Spectra, Mantura, Lauren, and Fran. Now the reason I'm using these units is because one, they're completely free to play. You'll be able to obtain these units through doing anything in the game. Beretta's Fusion, Spectra is from mob drops. Mantura you can get from Light and Dark Scrolls, depending on if you're lucky enough to get him, I guess. He's a 3-star, so more than likely end up getting him within 6 months of playing, hopefully. Fran, she's from the coins, I believe. And then Lauren you get from the SD, so those are all pretty much very easy to get. My Beretta is not skilled up all the way. My Spectra is not skilled up all the way. My Mantura is skilled up all the way. My Fran is skilled up all the way. And my Lauren is skilled up all the way. Now, the Fran is just there to add on the attack buff, as well as the immunity, and her first skill does scale back. Her heals are useful, but they're not really used in this area for me right now, because things are always either unlocked or just it's not necessary. The Spectra's third skill is really clutch because it controls everything's attack bar if it hits or if it procs. My Spectra's accuracy is not that great, so it does hit sometimes on some mobs, it does miss on some mobs. I need to work on that eventually, but I don't use Spectra that much anymore anyway, besides just to kill this boss. So it's not really that big of a deal for me. My Spectra is also violent, so keep that in mind. My Beretta is set on Despair. Like I said, skills are not skilled up at all. I don't use Beretta anymore, so I don't plan on leveling up his skills unless I get a bunch of free extra sills that I don't need to use, which I'll probably build Shimite before I build Beretta completely. But Beretta's second skill is really useful. If you don't have Mantura, you can actually bring Mav. I would say bring Mav before you bring Mantura, to be honest, because Mav will help you cycle. If you don't have a fully skilled up Beretta, Mav will help you cycle out those skills a lot faster. And Mav is really easy to skill up itself. Mav is the Wind Penguin when awakened. And he has his second skill where he has a provoke as well, so that helps you keep monsters in place. And his third skill reduces the cooldown of all skills, clears the debuff, and makes your monster's attack speed faster. Lauren, of course, everybody knows what Lauren does. Lauren is your ATB controller. She's just pretty much there to keep things in place, debuff things whenever you need her to debuff things. And that's pretty much it. The Mantura is just a clutch monster because it has the defense debuff, which is AoE. I have it on Despair as well, and Mantura is on Despair Focus, and his third skill is the continuous damage AoE that does like 2 continuous damage if it procs, and the defense break as well. So that also works to clear out the first few mobs. But like I said, you don't need to bring Mantura if you have Mav. If you don't have Mantura, you can bring Mav just in case. Now the second room is kind of annoying because it's the 3 Vanessas and the 2 Conrads. I hate this room. I hated this room at first when I was doing with this team, but as my teams got better, it kind of just flowed through. Really, what you want to do is kill one of the Vanessas and focus on one Vanessa. Because if you kill them going down the road, they'll all get off each of their revives. But if you kill, like, say, the one on the left and keep focusing on the one on the left, that'll be the only one to get its revive off. And it can't revive itself, so it'll only get 2 revives and that's it. At the same time, you want to keep the Conrad's defense and attack broken, because they will try to kill your monsters, and if they use their trade skill on you, they'll take one of your monsters out and bring back one of the Vanessas, and you have a whole nother problem. So you just want to keep everything debuffed, slowed down, control their attack bars. Pretty much the same thing you're going to do for the first floor, you're going to do on the second floor. Just focus one Vanessa with your regular attacks, and you should be able to get it down that quick. Use Tyron's, not Tyron, use Beretta's second skill once in a while to, refresh things if you don't want to see them attacking. But that's pretty much it. Like, you're just going to burn through these and just get them down to the point where the Vanessas are all dead, and then you just have to deal with the 2 Conrads, and that's pretty much it for that. Like I said, my rune quality is not the best. Most of my monsters are using magic-based runes. Like, their runes are magic-based. They've upgraded to epic or legendary when they hit 12. Some of their runes are plus 15. I'm not sure which ones are 15. I think the only ones that are 15 right now are Fran and I want to say Lauren. Maybe Mantura, because I used to use Mantura a lot. Or I used to use Mantura's runes a lot. Which I need to go ahead and find a day and a way to remove runes on some of my monsters. But it's not a thing right now. But my runes are not the best, so if you have a better rune quality set than I do, you should be able to breeze through this. You just need the monsters. And a lot of people, it just comes down to them not having the right monsters to do this. And these monsters you can build really easily, really quickly, as long as you can pull them out of an unknown scroll, or pull them from grinding, or pull them from SDs. Like, we have SDs for most of the monsters that you can get, like Mav and stuff like that. We get them constantly, so just get a Wind Penguin and push through. Actually, you can actually get the Wind Penguin from the guild from the guild shop as well, as a 10-piece scroll, which I realized earlier. So yeah. Now once you go to the boss, your main thing you want to do with the boss is keep everything from moving. Not everything. The left crystal you don't have to worry about at all. The right crystal and the boss you want to keep from moving, because if I remember correctly, the boss does do a lot of damage depending on if he's buffed. Not if he's buffed, but if he has full attack. If he's attack broken, he doesn't do as much damage. But if he does have if the attack debuff is not on him, he will do enough damage to kill one monster, I believe. So what you want to do is focus on the boss with Lauren, and then use Beretta and Spectra to slow down the crystal. But you can also alternate in between two. I alternate in between because I'm kind of all over the place when I do this, because I know I'm not gonna screw up and like lose it sometimes. I've never screwed this up with fighting this boss since I figured out how to do it. So for me, it's really easy. What you really want to do is just focus on keeping those two from getting close to max, because if the crystal hits max, it'll boost the boss's attack bar up. So you're just gonna have to deal with that. So you're gonna want to keep the crystal down. You want to keep the boss down at the same time. At the same time, the debuffs on the crystals don't matter. Not at all. They don't really do anything, because you're not going to be able to kill the crystals before you kill the boss. You're going to be spamming your skill 2 with Spectra on the boss after the boss is attack broken, because that's when Spectra is going to be able to do the most damage. I believe the skill does damage based on the boss's HP. So that's where Spectra really just comes in handy to for this spot, really. The skill 3 and the skill 2 are your go-tos in this spot, just to keep everything set up. Right there you saw I kept the skill 3 just in case, because the boss had 0 attack bar and the crystal didn't have that much attack bar. So I just held on to it for a little bit, just to see, like, if I need to use it for a later cause. Now, the only way you'll screw this up really is if you stop paying attention to the boss or the crystal. If you focus on, we're going to just attack reduction the boss with all your reduction skills on the boss, like if you're going to use Beretta's reduction and Lauren on the boss, and then you use Spectra to get the crystal, you're going to fail. Because, one, the crystal's attack speed booster, like the attack speed, the way the crystal procs to get attack speed is really weird, because sometimes it jumps like a whole half of like its own thing, and sometimes it like just goes up by a sliver, and you won't know when. So you want to use those you want to mitigate between both of those to get the crystal down every time you get a chance to. I try not to let it fill up all the way. Sometimes, I think at one point in this video I did let it fill up all the way, and No, I let the boss fall apart when the boss was able to attack. Another good idea is to keep Fran's third skill ready just in case the left side crystal does get a chance to move because it does disrupt HP. And if the boss does manage to hit you in between that and you're not able to heal, you are going to be indefinitely screwed. And that's just going to be that. But yeah, there you saw the boss hit me, it put all the debuffs on me at that point, and I just had to go ahead and reset him, put everything back on him. Fran was slowed down because I didn't have the debuffs on her. I didn't have the buffs on her, but I was able to just clear that up with her second skill. And the boss is pretty much dead at this point. Like, it's super easy to do, free to play mobs. Like I said, you just have to pay attention to what you're doing, and you will beat the 100 ToA normal. The boss on hard is not any different, really. You just have to focus more and make sure that you pay attention, because it does get boring because he actually does take a lot longer to kill because his HP is a lot higher. But in the same respect, you just have to pay more attention and make sure that you keep his things mitigated, because in hard he will one hit your monster regardless. He'll one hit whatever it is, no matter what debuff he has on him. So yeah. And so here are the runes I promised to show you guys. These are my Beretta's runes. The runes aren't that great. Some of them started off at normal, some of them started off at heroic. And I mean, like I said, they're nothing that special. They probably could be re-rolled on the ones that start off at legendary, which I think there's only one that started off at legendary, but they're not anything that great. The Fran's runes, still nothing that great at all. They've pretty much rolled to be completely what I didn't want. A lot of these are magic runes that rolled up to be legendary at plus 12, so like I said, there's nothing that great on any of these monsters. These are runes I've had since when I started the game, like way back in 2014, and I haven't really been rune farming since then. Any runes that I've gotten have been through events or runes that I got from just pretty much the little things they do when they give out monsters and they give you runes. But these are all like despair runes and stuff like that. These runes I have just from farming giants B10 or buying them from the little marketplace or whatever. I didn't really put any specifications when to getting these runes. These runes were just 6-star runes I wanted at the time. Some of them rolled out to be good with accuracy, so they ended up being on the monsters I needed them to be. And I did move around some of them at the time when I got back just to be able to do this. But ever since then, I haven't changed any runes. I haven't changed any runes on any of my monsters since I got back. I haven't added runes to most of my monsters since I got back. A lot of monsters in my inventory right now are sitting there without runes. So, yeah, that's fun as well. But yeah, that's pretty much to show you that this is really easy to do without having to be super ruined up. But that's pretty much it for ToA 100 normal. Like, the boss isn't that hard. Just mitigate the right crystal and the boss itself when it comes to his attack bars, and you should be fine. And that's it. Like I said, you don't need to have spectacular runes. If you do have spectacular runes, good on you. But I did it with basic plus 12 runes, so you should be able to too. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.